This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather Ho there, it's Jeff Cutastrophe welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for this October 31st Halloween Day is a former Dutch soccer star who scored one of the greatest goals in Euro Championship history. He also played for Ajax and AC Milan, becoming a very decent player and all that. Unfortunately, an ankle injury would cost him most of his career. He would retire by the age of 30. He would later become Ajax's and the Dutch national team's head coach. He was known for his ball control, his strikes, and winning 3 Ballon d'Or, or Best Player in Soccer trophies around. He was a great player for both Ajax and AC Milan, winning 3 European Cups with Milan, or Champions League as it's now called. He's one of the best around and had their careers cut short by injury. His name is Marco van Basten, who was 59 years old today. Marco was born in Utrecht and had a famous team. The funny thing was that Ajax signed Marco at age 16 after his 19-year-old brother Stanley was rejected. So anyway, the father thought Ajax was going to take Stanley van Basten, but no, they took Marco. For Ajax, he was a substitute for the legendary Johan Cruyff and scored a goal against NEC. He wanted to be center forward for Ajax and scored 9 goals in 20 matches. Ajax decided to sell their other center forwards to Pisa in Italy. And Marco van Basten, at age 18, was the main attacker for Ajax, being the top scorer in the Dutch league for 4 straight seasons, scoring 118 goals in those 4 seasons. He put up 37 in 1986 and was named the European Golden Boot winner for most goals in all the major leagues. He would be the hero for Ajax, winning the Cup Winners' Cup against Lokomotiv Leipzig of Germany in 1987. He scored 128 goals in 133 games for Ajax and looked pretty impressive for them. But then in 1987, a shocker, as AC Milan would sign both Van Basten and Ruud Gullit, a pair of Dutch players. And Frank Rijkaard was also there. Of course, every Italian club could have up to 3 non-Italians. And they had 3 Dutch players. With Marco van Basten on the team, Milan won their first league trophy in 8 years. Unfortunately, ankle injuries started to bother Van Basten, and he only played 11 games. However, by 1989, he was Europe's top footballer and put up 19 goals in Serie A, the Italian league. He helped AC Milan beat Bucharest of Romania for the European Cup/Champions League. And AC Milan would go back-to-back with the European Cup, beating Benfica 1-0, as Van Basten passed to Rijkaard for the winning goal. AC Milan would struggle a little bit. And then when Fabio Capello became the new manager, Milan went undefeated in the Italian league to win the Scudetto. Van Basten scored 25 goals, which was his highest since 1966. Marco van Basten was huge, becoming the first player to score 4 goals in a Champions League match in a preliminary match against IFK Gothenburg, including a bicycle kick. He was named World Player of the Year in '92, and AC Milan looked impressive and all that. Van Basten won the European Player of the Year for the 3rd time, getting the trophy for the 3rd time, and becoming the 3rd player, other than Johan Cruyff and Michael Platini, to get it. Anyway, ankle injury would be troublesome. He would have to go through a series of surgeries and miss 6 months. He did return for AC Milan's torturous 1-0 loss to Marseille in the Champions League final that actually became controversial for what Marseille did in their league statute trying to force the other team to go easy on them before their match at the final. Then Basten would have his third ankle surgery and was hoping to play for Holland in the World Cup and all that. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And Milan said, don't take part of the World Cup because you might ruin your rehab. Unfortunately, after 2 whole years on the sidelines, Van Basten decided to retire in '95. It was just shocking what he could do and all that. Yeah, that, ankle injury ruined his career by the age of 30. He could have played a few more years and helped the Dutch out. Internationally, he was decent, especially at Euro '88, scoring 5 goals. He put up a hat-trick against England in the first round, and then in the semi-final he scored the winning goal against West Germany, which was a giant rivalry. And people thought Germany-England was the big rivalry, but no, it's Germany versus Holland. And then, of course, let's not forget his spectacular volley. He did pass to Ruud Gullit for the opening goal, but the second goal was huge. How he managed on the volley from a huge angle over the goalkeeper and scored to make it 2-0. One of the best volleys of all time. Van Basten in the only World Cup he would be in 1990, saw the Dutch be taken out by West Germany in revenge for what happened at Euro '88. And at '92, he was there. Before Van Basten had his penalty shot saved by Peter Schmeichel in the penalty shootout, which saw Denmark go to the final and beat the Germans. He had a great style of play and a legacy which could have been better if he was not hurt. So he was actually named the manager of the Dutch national team in 2004. It was huge because he only started his managerial career and he didn't have experience yet. But he established himself as a man of strong principles. He would drop regulars like Clarence Seedorf, Patrick Kluivert, Edgar Davids, and Roy McKay because he believed that they were either past their prime or underachieving and all of that. And people thought that Van Basten should get Dennis Bergkamp a chance to have a final hurrah. But he didn't want to. Anyway, the backbone of the Dutch clubs weren't really from Ajax, PSV, or Feyenoord. They were from other clubs and all of that. Van Basten wanted to do all of that. Van Basten helped the Dutch make it to the round of 16, but lost 1-0 to Portugal in a famous game that saw 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards and all of that. A lot of people said that Ruud van Nistelrooy should have been in the match instead of Dirk Kuyt. Anyway, Van Basten had a dispute with Ruud van Nistelrooy. And, a lot of things happened and all that. So anyway, Van Basten signed a contract with Ajax in 2008. So he would be coaching Ajax, whereas he'll still be on the Dutch national team. He would have been, but because he signed with Ajax, he was out of the Dutch national squad and all of that. Unfortunately, his last match in his reign with the Dutch national team was a 3-1 loss to Russia in the quarterfinals of Euro '08. But Van Basten became manager of Ajax, but after one season resigned because his team couldn't even make the Champions League and were finished third in the league, not making it there. They had to win the Dutch league to qualify. If they took second, they would be in the qualifying round, but they lost twice, so he took third place and decided to resign. Picking up a 25-11-8 mark with Ajax. After a few years, he signed with Heerenveen 2012 working in the Dutch league, but took only 8th place. By his second campaign, he took him to 5th place, and then AZ decided to sign him and all that. Unfortunately, he became an assistant coach because of his stress-related health, heart palpitations. He would only be 2-3 if I said he became a FIFA technical director as well. So he did what he could. So, yeah. He did what he could and all of that. He became an analyst and all of that. A lot of diversity and all of that. So with Ajax and AC Milan, he put up 283 goals in 379 games. And put up 24 goals for the national squad in 58 games, including that fantastic volley against the Soviets. His managerial career with Holland, Ajax, Heerenveen, and AZ, he went 90, 47, 90, 47, and 37. So, but the Dutch, he was okay, 67%, but no major honors. Well, the honors, he was part of Ajax winning 3 Dutch leagues, 82, 83, and 85. 3 Dutch Cups, 83, 86, 87, and the Cup Winners' Cup in 87. In AC Milan, he helped them win 3 Italian leagues, 88, 92, 93, the Super Cup twice, European Cup / Champions League twice, 89, 90, the Super Cup in 89, and the Intercontinental Cup with a matchup between the European champions and the South American champions. And of course, he was part of Euro 88, helping the Dutch win the championship. 3-time Ballon d'Or winner, and just all around good guy, and that's the way he should be remembered for. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do